This is Sonja.
Yo, check it out. It's my girl Sonja.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, what up, Sonja?
Welcome to another episode of Random Ish with Sonja. How you doing? Oh, man. Oh, well, it's cold as F outside. Enjoying myself tonight. I've been talking about change and all of the different things that have been going on in my life and hearing the call and taking new risks and going in new directions. And of course, I've been looking for other females and guys, of course, that are kind of doing the same thing. It's the entrepreneur life and the artist life, the creative life is not the easiest road. You see the pictures on Instagram and you see all of that, or, you see people performing at shows, and there's always those really magical highs, but nobody really talks about, a lot of the sweat and tears that go into becoming who you really, truly believe that you were meant to be. And so I'm kind of wanting to hear other people's journeys and what they're going through and how they're chasing their dreams, or actually, I shouldn't say chasing their dreams, but how their dreams are manifesting, how they're actualizing what's in their heart and getting out there into the world. And tonight, I've got a really talented female with me. I've been doing the radio thing for a long time, and I have always been looking for artists. Even right now, we've got a new show looking for artists and stuff. And with that being said, I want to introduce you to this next talented person because, as I said, when I saw her video, I kind of was like, "Oh snap!" I thought she was like already signed with somebody and like doing the damn thing, like on her way. And come to find out that really she's like new at this. Like really, she's like she kind of just started, and I can definitely appreciate that. So with that being said, I'd like to introduce you guys to Karrington.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
For sure. I love the name. Alexis Karrington, as I said to you before. I was like, honey, do you know that your name is freaking like mint? Do you even know that your parents kind of like sealed the deal, you know what I mean, with your name? Dynasty. And you know what's so funny? What is so funny? I'm all about manifesting and synchronicities, okay? And my daughter's name is Alexis. And I wanted to name her Alexandria because of Alexis Karrington. So I'm finding this whole thing very serendipitous, very like, this is, wow, interesting. So may I ask, how are you doing? What's going on with you?
I'm doing pretty well, thank you. I've just been working a lot. I do have a job that I'm working in. I'm also currently working on my music as well. So it's just been me trying to write, record, also make some money.
Right? Right?
Yeah. But it's been quite a journey. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of late night hours, and a great time.
Well, see, that's the thing about it all is that when you put in that hard work and you're doing, your projects, it is all about having fun. Mm-hmm. Because when you're not having fun, then it becomes work. And then it's like, I feel like for some artists out there, everybody wants to make some money out of this. It's not like we're really doing all of this because we're like, yo, we just love it so much, we just never want to make any money from it. We all want somebody to interact with our creations and be like, yo, this is dope, and give us money. You know what I mean? Exactly. But there comes a time, I feel like, when people start being way too business and put out just any kind of projects because they feel the need to stay relevant. Right. So since you're newly, I feel like you've been singing for a while because your voice is nice. Your voice is, there's not auto-tune. There's not like auto-tune going on, Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, so she can sing. How have you been handling the pressures of staying relevant? Like, how do you choose your songs? How are you doing that?
Staying relevant is always important. And for me, what I've learned to do, because when it comes to trying to create that song that catches people's attention, it's all about, for me, first I try to find a beat that's catchy that I personally like, that I vibe to.
Nice.
And then I try to come up with a hook, a melody that I find that gets stuck in people's heads. So before I even think of words that I'm about to say, I just think of like, what's the melody that will get stuck in people's head. Actually, I learned that from my friend because he's been doing this for some time.
Nice.
And he actually wrote the first song that I ever did, which was Stuck on You. And he was one that taught me, like, you gotta get something that gets stuck in people's heads. Like, they may love it, they may hate it, but they'll be waking up singing the melody.
Right. The classic earworm. And then the radio stations play the song 90 times a week.
Yeah, exactly.
And it becomes a solidified earworm, like a Old Town Road. Because here's the thing. A lot of the times when artists are trying to make music and when people are wanting to be creative, and even I can be guilty of this too, what happens is that the artist wants to come out. And the artist always wants to be hella creative, hella unique, hella individual, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so, like, abstract that only, like, 5 fucking people get it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I definitely love being like that. But when it comes to, like, making music, or when it comes to my DJing, when it comes to, like, being on FM radio, it's definitely more about, like, a mass appeal and being, somebody that can appeal to all different kinds of people and get in their psyche, so to speak. You know, not on purpose. But I do like the way that your friend explained it to you. That the earworm, that catchy hook, that what I've noticed right now, I would say for the past couple of years, anthems are always winners. You know what I mean? I was watching the movie Bohemian Rhapsody, and it was showing how when Freddie Mercury walked into the room and they were creating a session where the guy was saying, I want to create a song where the crowd can actually get involved, Right. And I was like, that is so ingenious because that is exactly why everybody loves that song. Right. And I definitely think that the way that you have this ability to, like, it was just this song, like, it caught on, like, really quick. The person who introduced me to you, like, legit plays the song, like, all the time, dancing, what's up? You know what I mean? Like, yes. And it's completely understandable why. I interviewed one of the hit makers, and he wrote a book about how to write a hit song. And the thing that stood out to me, I was like, I said, oh, shit. Okay, this girl, she got the formula where you're singing the song and it's words that people can easily remember. The song is very catchy. You've got the look, and then also, of course, the little, like, ad-libs, the little sayings that, make people like, oh, and so it's like a perfect rap song. And I don't feel like you can, even though you always want to have, like, the structures, right? You can't always, like, knock it out of the park like that. But you're doing really great. So who are some of your influences? Where are you pulling all of this from?
Yeah, so I will definitely, first, to add on to that whole commentary, I would definitely agree that, like, especially with this generation, they like simple words. You really don't have to say too much in your songs. Although I totally respect the artists who do that, like, I'm not knocking it, but it can just be simple words that are easy to remember. And so for the people who influence me, I would definitely say Sierra.
I can see that. Yes.
I get that. Okay, I've gotten that a few times because she would dance and she sings. Yes. And I just love her. She's tall.
She's got the whole tall model look thing going on. So do you.
Yes.
I hope you're not offended, but like a black Ariana Grande. You know what I'm
I've gotten that as well.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of like where so classic hip hop thing that you like. If you have the right people, bitch, you can be like Beyonce type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if they work it right, in like a very wholesome, little edgy. Wait till you get married. You know what I mean? Like, yo, she played that. Did she not play that like exactly the way she was supposed to? She was like, super cute, very sexy, but still like very wholesome.
Right.
But as soon as she got married,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
What?
Yeah.
Like that's when if the freak came out. Like she kept getting a little bit more, edgy as her and him got, more and more involved. But it was definitely like I feel like a machine.
Yeah.
So where have you gotten your people? Where's your machine?
As far as like my team?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I have my producer that I work with, and he also makes music. His name is Day. He's the one and my friend Rick Mason, who he writes music. He wrote the first song, and then I like to kind of like show him my music before I officially record, because he has a very good ear. So definitely him, and then I have my designer, Dre.
Yes.
Yes, and Marcel. The two of them have helped me out so much in terms of like hyping me up, building me up. Dre makes my outfits, of course. Marcel has been a great person in terms of creative direction sometimes, especially when it comes to my videos. I need that. Yes. Because being in front of the camera, I can't really see like what is it looking like, And I also my best friend Janessa Andiorio, she's always down to help edit my videos.
That's awesome.
We're best friends, and she's like, she loves doing that. So she's like, yeah, I'll edit.
That's what's up. Yeah. So it's like so good that you've got like a nice people around you that are, you know what I'm saying, like kind of like helping you out. And let's just say devil's advocate, right? So somebody comes along and they say, okay, well, we really like what you've been doing, but we want to change, or we want to take you. Are you open to, like, say, if a big label steps in and they want to like switch you all up and make you like, I don't know, like a City Girl Sierra? Because of course, you've heard the stories about like Alicia Keys and all of the major females, have all had big influence. I mean, heck, even Little Kim, she was one way. Biggie was like, bitch, sex it up, Right. Now, granted, we're all glad that she did, because music for females would not be what it is now.
Right.
Had there not been her and Cher, Tina Turner, other females who were like Madonna, who were out like stepping. But I like that you're not really sexing it up. So,
yeah, because my thing is, like I mentioned how Sierra is a big influence for me. I thought like early 2000s, that music was it. That's like 90s too, don't get me wrong. I love the 90s, but like early 2000s, you had like Brody's, Shorty, like, Shorty Like Mine, like those songs were it. And that, what I'm trying to do is kind of bring back that feel. And I've gotten that from a few people. They're like, oh my God, I love this. This reminds me of like the early 2000s. And that's what people like love about it. And my thing is like, what I try to tell like the people who want me to be like a City Girls or a Megan Stallion, I'll tell them like, you don't have to be. I love them, don't get me wrong. They're super talented, but that's not me. And you don't have to be I'm a lick 'em and like all that. You don't have to. You could be a subtle sexy. When Sierra did Goodies,
it was so good.
Bride, those songs were subtle and sexy.
Yeah,
like, sexy.
Yeah,
and that's what I want to do. I want to like show people like you can still be sexy, but you don't have to. You don't have to say too much.
Exactly. You don't have to be overt with it. What's funny is because music used to be, and that's where the talent comes in. Seriously, because music. Like I remember, and I don't mean to age myself, but I don't give a damn. I'm proud of it. When I was a kid, like 7, 5, something like that, and Pointer Sisters song, "I'm So Excited," right? Now I had no fucking ass idea that shit was about sex and orgasms. I know that now, and I promise you, I did not know until I was like an adult and heard the song again and was like, "Oh my God, that's what I was singing." Whenever we got excited.
So I think like when it comes to people trying to switch up my image or trying to get me to portray a certain way, I just have to go with my gut.
Yes.
And like, I'm not super religious, but I definitely do believe in God, and especially with where I want to go in life, I've been very much trying to look towards Him and just allow Him to help me figure out which path to take. And I just know I have to go with my gut, because my gut is always right. Literally, and when I ignore it, it's when it's like,
right? To your gut. I know, right? You go, oh man, so you was talking to me,
right? Like God lets you know.
I know, right? But it's all good. So I really like that you've already got that nice, solid, grounding going on with you. A foundation. I mean, not that you need anybody's approval or anything like that, but I mean, that is like super important because the industry, it starts out being, about the talent and being about, you just wanting to perform somewhere, you just want to touch people's hearts, you just want to help them let go for them. And of course, we all wish that it could only just be about the talent, but we do live on planet Earth and we live in the United States of America where shit costs money. You know what I'm saying? So we can't really be as free with everything. So have you been able to, now you've only been recording for a year, so have you been already like performing? Have you been out, with a live audience? Have you done that yet?
So I've only performed 2 times and I'm looking to definitely perform more. I'm actually checking out a club later this week, that's in the Hartford area where I just spoke to the manager and he was asking me about performing there.
Nice.
So yeah, I've done, when I was, really singing when I was a bit younger, I was always singing. I did coffee houses, I did talent shows. So I've done the live performance, but I haven't done it now with my own music.
Right.
Covers
and everything.
And now it's the nervous part. It's like, okay, I'm presenting my own. I am definitely doing that way more. I'm looking into doing that way more at least, and I'm super excited about that.
That's going to be great because, there's a lot of different, open mics and a lot of different, places for people to go out and get that performance thing going. And again, your songs. So when you were little running around, the little fake brush and fake microphone in your hand, singing, what is it that you saw? Where is it that you want to go? Let's put this out to the universe. Let's put it out there, girl.
Ever since I was a kid, I always knew I wanted to be a singer, a performing artist. I've also been a dancer all my life.
Yep.
But I think for me, singing and music came a little bit more first because I just loved to sing. Like my parents could not shut me up. They're super supportive. I love my family. Shout out to my little sister, especially because she always hears my music before I release it as well. So basically, I just always saw myself definitely performing on stage, and I could see my name in life definitely maybe one day, hopefully. But yeah, just connecting with people. I guess I really want to be a voice, especially for other young girls or women that are going through what I've gone through. Like I want to create happy music, music that people can relate to. Because the reason that I actually started recording was like I went through a really bad breakup. And then I think, you have to go through certain things so that I can push you in the right direction. I think I went through that toxic relationship so that it pushed me to finally get into the studio and create what I was meant to create.
Oh, that's so beautiful! Oh my gosh! So you know what it's talking about? I swear I love the universe. So you know what's so funny is because I do feel like for women, and I don't know if it's a woman thing, if it's a human thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yes. Sometimes the toxic relationships, that's exactly why I started my radio career. Got out of my toxic relationship and my father. It was just kind of like, oh snap, why am you better go for you know what I mean?
Right.
Like it kind of gives you that whole like, am I just going to be miserable thinking about this situation or this person instead? Let me take care of me. Now, of course, not everybody does that. A lot of people kind of get stuck in the, you were horrible. This is what you did. You know what I mean? Calling the person, letting them know you're an asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, for me,
how did you get out of that?
For me, I have a very strong, supportive group of friends and family, definitely. But my best friends, we've known each other. We've been with each other through school and everything, and they've really been there for me. And one of my friends told me, Bree, she was like, do not allow yourself to play victim. Right. She was like, you need to stop being a victim, stop boo-hooing yourself, and figure out what you're going to do with your life. Take this pain and turn it into something else. And my dad taught me that too.
Manifest beauty, bitch! Yes!
My dad said the same thing. My dad was like, you need to take the pain that you've been through and he was like, write it into a song, or put it into music, or dance, or something. So I have like such strong, supportive friends and family.
Yeah. See, and that's just such a beautiful thing. I think that It is very important to have a supportive family and friends, but there's always times when you're not going to have that.
Yeah.
And there's always, situations or circumstances for people who don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Their family hates on them. Family's not going to hurt. And so it's important that, that you have that inner self, because obviously,
I think it's definitely like you have to find what lights your soul like on fire. What's the passion? Because for me, it was music that pulled me. And for some people, maybe it's start with a drawing or sit down, learn how to play the piano. I think everyone has to find their passion and what makes you, like they say, what makes you get out of bed.
Yeah. What lights you up? It's really, and what's great is if you can find that thing that you would do for free, for no reason, just because it makes you feel good. If you can find that, then that's like life, right? Because you can feel it when you're performing and when you're creating all of the stuff that comes before it. You know what I mean, right? It's like life. It's like it's very exciting. It's like ooh, and then when you see the finished product, which by the way, so how did you feel after shooting your first video? Like, what was that like?
Man, that was okay. That was great. So Stuck on You, that was the first music that I was shot. We'll remember in a second. Stuck on You, it was a great feeling because that was the first one. So actually, all of my best friends came up to support me because some of them live in other states like New York and New Jersey. So everyone drove up to come and support. And I was super excited. So I had like food on set for everyone, and the whole filming process, it was actually a lot more stressful than I thought. I had a schedule set up, and it was like we didn't really follow it because filming took a little longer than I thought. And so I was like,
welcome to entertainment.
right. And it's like I film stuff behind the camera sometimes, but like even in front of the camera, the amount of takes that I would have to take, I was like, oh, okay, let's do this again. And it was cold. Because we filmed in February.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And my nose gets like super red, but I had an outdoor scene, and getting through that was awful. But everyone was like, just do it one more time.
Right.
So yeah, it was great. It was a lot of fun. I definitely learned a lot. Okay, first video, glad I did it, but here's what we could do better.
Yeah. And so that's always like a really good thing too, and you can go back and look at something and appreciate, like, wow, I really did it. But you know what I'm saying, the next time. It's one of those situations that I think that we can always sometimes get in our own way of like wanting it to be so perfect and wanting to use, the what is it, the freaking iPhone X Pro to shoot the freaking thing, but you only have a Samsung 8. You know what I mean? So like you do have to do what you have to do. So were you a little afraid? Were you worried about that at all? Like, I have to have like the professional, or am I gonna we're just gonna do it. We're gonna do it with the budget we got. We're just gonna do it.
Yeah. Well, I had a budget and I went a little over, but because it was the first one, you had to go big or go home. But I actually had a connection already because I contacted one of my friends that I went to school with because he shoots weddings, and he's shot a couple of videos before. So I asked him, like, hey, can we do this?
Yeah.
And, of course I believe in, like, if you're doing something for me, I will pay you, of course. Right. So it was a reasonable price, and we were able to get it done. But, yeah, I was a little nervous, especially the day of. I was, like, worried about, like, lighting. I didn't really have much for that.
Right? Like, trying to get the bomb lighting and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looked really good. So that's the thing is that even if you do or don't, you can't have everything the way that you want it to. The end project, it still came out looking great. You felt the energy. So, and that's what it's really kind of about, Like, do we believe it? Do we believe that's actually really good? You know what I mean? I think that's like Meg Thee Stallion and even with Nicki, they are definitely selling an image. So what do you see yourself doing in the next 5 years? What are your wishes?
I definitely want to do my first goal is a college tour because I think that that's like really big.
I think you really could do that right now, especially with everybody being so PC and everything. Oh my God, you could, because the comics can't go to colleges anymore. Like nobody can do colleges anymore because everybody's got to be like super, super PC. Like, you know what I mean? No scary. It's got to be 101, my friend. You got to be 101. You're trying to go to a different stratosphere and shit. Got to be able to be mass appealing, and not everybody has that ability to have like a mass appeal. Like I just did a wedding, and I was like, I was surprised at who came to this. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, oh, okay, so we all cool. Okay, so, but I do think that your sound and your look and everything like that, it's just got a nice, very universal, but still but very crispy, clean, cool. I think that's really freaking awesome. So we know where it is that you want to go in the next 5 years. We know that you're.
Oh yeah, I want to go even further. I want to go like definitely performing like different states. I would like, maybe if I could get on the level that like Kehlani was like 3 years ago, because like people didn't really know her, but I do know she still had some like. I was a fan. Yeah, and I was like telling people about her, and they were like, "Kehlani, who is that?" Who is that? Now people know Kehlani.
Yeah. So that would be great because it would be like Lizzo is another person who was like that. Like, I saw Lizzo on like I want to say Tyler Henry Medium something like that. You know what I mean? And she was in a room full of like instruments, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" You know what I'm saying? And then a year later, her songs were freaking everywhere. Right. So it's definitely one of those really cool things to see that. Now, here's the next question for you: is that would you prefer to be like signed to? Like, let's put this out there too. Would you prefer to be signed to a big group, or would you rather stay independent?
Yeah, that's the question I have gotten before from people, and with what you hear about record labels these days, I could see why there are so many artists that want to be independent. And I think if I was offered something, I would really have to get a lawyer to go through that contract.
Yeah, for sure.
Because, record labels, when it comes to money and promoting you, that's where they do play their part. And it is difficult as an independent artist. Chance even said it himself, like, yes, he made it this far, but it was a lot of work. And I don't mind doing the work, but if the right label were to provide the what I need and pay me correctly, I would definitely consider a label if they were right. Otherwise, I'll be independent. Not if you want to take all my money. I'm not trying to be like TLC or something.
Yeah, right. People do need to take this into consideration. Is that yes, having the technology is great. Everybody can, become a star, so to speak. But now that streaming and YouTube and Instagram and all of that, it's been around for about a good 10 years. They're hampering down on that shit. You know what I'm saying? They got algorithms. They got all kinds of shit that if you didn't already blow, then you're gonna be in that that little engine that could, So may I ask, what made you, besides the breakup, what really, really, really made you say, you know what? I'm going to start recording, and I'm really going to go for this. Like, okay, the breakup happened and everything. Right. But may I ask, like, was there like a special need somebody say something to you? Did you see somebody on TV? I can legit tell you, like, one time, this a time period where I was like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. What the hell am I doing? Mariah Carey was on Oprah Winfrey, and she was introducing her new album, Butterfly, and she was singing the song Butterfly. I don't know why. When she sang the song Butterfly, the lyrics of the song, I was like, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, wait a minute. You know what I mean? I'm not supposed to be here in this situation right here. I must leave. I'm a butterfly. I must go off. Go forth and pursue my dream. And literally, went to Kansas, started going to school, and started my radio career. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a moment. Do you have a specific thing that drives you?
I think for me what it was, well, actually, if you want to get really technical, when I first decided to actually get in the studio to record a song that hasn't yet been released, I was actually still in my relationship at that point. And what had happened was because we're in similar career paths.
Mm-hmm.
Some people might recognize what I'm talking about, but he was reaching a success level in his career, and I just didn't want to be so and so's girl. I really knew I didn't want to be that's his girl. It was I have a name.
You have my own name. Yes.
Yeah, and it was just one day where he said something to me so crazy, and what he said, his words, just like pushed me to call up my friend that day who did music, and I said, "All right, I want to go. Let's go."
Yeah.
And that was it. And then I made a song and I showed it to him, and he was like, "Oh, is that you?" Like, whatever. But yeah, it was just like the fear of not having my own career. I never want to be so and so's girl, or I need to rely on dudes because that's not how I was raised. So it was just like I wanted to have my own identity, my own image, my own brands. I got tired of being so and so's girl. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. I find it always so interesting how we all go through like the same lessons, so to speak, but in different ways. Right. You know what I mean? It's always very important for women, no matter what age it happens, for women to understand. And you don't want to just be, such and such as mom, such and such as wife, such and such as daughter, such and such as, sister. And men, I feel like, are taught this. Yeah. Go out and make your own. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they are instilled to go out and do their own thing, be a man, make something of yourself. Women are raised more of a be pretty so that you can find a man who will take care of you. And even to this day, even though we want to raise our daughters well, we still tell them, well, women don't make as much money and we still want to get married. So it's very, I feel like for women, they do have to go through a heartbreak. That's usually when a woman will be like, oh my God, I have to do my own person. You know what I mean? Because that's what happens. Yeah. It's like it suddenly dawns on you that this dude is like not going to be your end all be all. Like, it's not going to be some happy ending fairy tale that everybody was lying to. You know what I'm saying? Like, most of these bitches are not happy in their relationships.
Exactly. That's why Instagram is not relationship goals. Literally.
It just looks pretty, honey.
Exactly. That's it.
Oh my gosh. I mean, and I'm seeing that more and more. Don't want to say too much myself, you know what I'm saying? But another example of that, of where we thought it was, and it's, I feel like even more important.
I just think it's time for women to understand the importance of that we need to create our own effing life.
You know what I mean? And in that way, any guy that you meet, it will be icing on the cake. And if the shit don't work out, still have something to turn to.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he wasn't your end all be all, and now your life is over. You have nothing, because you didn't find out what you wanted to do. You know? And hopefully that will make it better for us later on, right? In our relationships. Yeah. Right? Because we're whole and we know what we like. And we boss bitches and shit.
Yep, exactly. Yep, exactly.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? It has been such a wonderful pleasure talking with you. Please let everybody know, where can they check out your videos? Give them your social media.
Okay.
How can they support you and shit?
Thank you so much for having me. You guys can follow me on Instagram at I am Karrington. That's KARRINGTON.
Oh yeah.
_
K, not the C. Not Alexis Karrington with the C.
I am Karrington _. You can check out my music. It's on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music. Just type Karrington. Check out the song "Blow My Mind." That's the summer hit that we had. Yeah.
Hey. No, that was really good. I really liked the little look at the leaning over with the. I was like, look at the little choreography. Yes, girl. With your little Beyonce hits and shit. Okay. I really did. I really liked it. It was really, really good. And you know what? I definitely would love to come back and check in on you and see how everything is going, see how things are developing. And you know what? we can link some of the videos or something like that onto the whatchamacallit. We'll see how that works because I mean, technically this is on like Spotify and stuff like that too. So I know I can't link it on there, but maybe on the social media or something like that. We'll do something like that. But anyway, it was such a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you.
It was a really, really good time. So guys,
Talking to you.
thank you. Guys, definitely go out and make sure that, see, this is what I'm talking about as far as like manifest beauty. The girl got her heart broken. And instead of just being like, oh, woe is me, fuck that nigga, trying to sleep with his friends and stuff, she was like, no, bitch. I'm gonna write some music. I'm gonna become Taylor Swift, bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's what she decided to do. And see, that's what you do. You take your negative, you turn it into a positive, and you manifest beauty in the world. It's just a beautiful thing, and I just love it. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. This is, again, Randomish with Sonja. Get your shit together. You see that? Listen, I don't care what your excuses are, okay? Even me, too. Listen, hey, you got to take the advice. Get your shit together, and let's go out and manifest. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is Sonja.
Yo, check it out. It's my girl Sonja.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, what up, Sonja?
Hey there. So listen, I am so excited because my little baby is growing and I am just like, I'm feeling like a proud little parent over here. I'm talking about manifest beauty. It's been a phrase that I've been saying for quite some time. And whenever I would tell people that's a company name, they'd be like, what? But now when I say manifest beauty, people kind of understand. We're not talking about beauty aesthetics, but we're talking about when you take your life and you create beauty in the world, regardless of what has happened to you. There are some things I've picked up on, some patterns, some energies, some coincidences, timing, synchronicities, all of that good stuff that I noticed over the course of my life and would always talk about it with people and they'd be like, girl, you should put it in a book. Well, I did. So it's Manifest Beauty. Go online, check it out. If you're into consciousness, if you're into creation, if you're into manifesting, I got some real good gems in there for you so that you can show yourself that you are the bomb and that you are connected to source. So go online. It's on Walmart.com, Amazon.com, and a few other places that sell books as well. Manifest Beauty. Written by me, Sonjadenyse.